Okay, so let's work with a couple of more string functions, and I think then I can leave it to you. You can do it yourself in the sense that, as I said, I can do all string functions, but as long as you know they are there, and of course, you can look at them and read them and try them out. It could be anything in an assignment. It could be anything in an exam. Okay, so that you know, oh, you didn't do the string function, will not work. Any string functions can be asked in the exam and in the assignments. You have the option of looking it up and working with it. Keep that in mind. I can do all of them. Okay, so let's look at this before. Again, more string function. As I said, I'll do a couple more just because they're a little different, and then we can leave it. Instead of this, I'll do a couple more. So again, this is a small table. Again, it has a few fields. As you see, there is an ID, donations that were made by different people to a particular party. Okay, so what it is showing is a database and a table, and I've done the usual that I do. Here I've just mentioned the primary key at the end of instead of mentioning it in the beginning. Oh, I can't remember. Did we do that in employees? Did we have a primary key? Oops. Yeah, we did. Keep in mind, I've been doing primary keys right now from week 2. Every table that I create is in its first normal form. So we will do normalization maybe maybe next week or something, depends upon how I'm going, but we will do normalization, more of it. Okay, so let's see what I need you to do. So I've given a couple of, and again, I made this mess up. I have some extra blanks and so on. So this is the first name of the person, the last name of the person. The ID is an int field, which is auto increment and is the primary key. So you can mention primary key itself. Many people prefer to mention it in a different statement, like a different line altogether, just so that it is clear. Whatever depends on you. I think a couple of students made this mistake for whatever reason. I have no clue what they were trying to do. But an auto increment field can only be an integer. An auto increment field cannot be a character field. You cannot have a character field and say it's an auto increment field. Auto increment means it will automatically increment. And what does increment automatically? Only numbers, right? So that's the default nature of auto increment. It starts from 1 and goes on. It increments. You can always start it from a different position, but auto increment field can only be designated to a int type field, not to anything else. Okay, so again, you have the option of writing it separately in a line. Some programmers prefer it, or you can put the word primary key here itself. I just tried to show you different things so that if you see it, you know what it means. You don't have to do it my way. You can do it whatever way you like. So here, now again, notice there is an ID, which is auto increment, so we can leave that alone. There is a name. The name is divided into 2 parts, a first name and a last name. And that there is a recipient, which is the party. Notice Liberal Party, Conservative Party, and NDP, London South NDP. And there is a party name here. And I've given it a varchar of 255. That's the maximum I can go. But I mean, I'm not using it, but I'm saying it can go to a maximum of 255. Now let's see what I've asked you to do. So I've asked you to alter the table, add new columns for riding and party, each of 30 characters. So by this time, you should know how to do it. Let's alter the table. The table is called TBL donations. Our class ends at what time? 3, right? Okay.
We usually end at 3 or 2:50.
Yeah, there are people who are peeking into the room, and I thought, what are they trying to do? It's not a time to move out. Okay, so let's alter the table, right? I want to add 2 new columns. So please make a habit, guys. Try to write one statement, one altered statement for it. So I want you to create 2 new ones. One is called riding. It's a varchar of size 30. I haven't said anything about position. I think we could put it wherever we like after we see how it looks, but it's for the recipient. I'm taking the recipient and I'm breaking it up into a riding and a party. So they're okay at the end. So if you don't say anything, they automatically go to the end of the table, right? And I think that's the positions that will work for us. Add another column. So please now start making one alter table statement so that if I ask you in an assignment or in an exam, you know what I mean. I write the alter table statement once, and then I can write whatever I need. Adds, drops, modifies, whatever you need, you can put them all together. Of course, separated by commas. Let's add another one. It's called party. It is a varchar of 30 characters, right? And you can add as many as you like. When you're done, all you'll do is put a semicolon. And it's always a good, what am I saying? Oh, spelling of column. Yeah. Oh, I have two columns. Okay, I'm saying the spelling is right. I'm still putting it in my head. I have two columns. Okay, right. So all I'm doing is I'm adding two columns. It is always a good idea to describe your table structure after you've changed its structure. I'm changing the structure. Keep in mind, alter table statement changes the structure of the table. It's fields. It's not doing anything else. It's not adding or doing anything to the data. It's adding two new fields or whatever number of fields or doing whatever you are saying and giving it the new attributes. And keep in mind, anytime you change or modify a column, if you want to keep its previous properties like not null or default, you have to copy them again, right? Because you're saying this is by new definition. Okay. With that, of course, you will give all that you need. If you need a not null, if you need a default, you will add everything. But otherwise, in modify and change, whenever you change or modify a field, please keep in mind anything that you need to be taken forward, you have to mention all those constraints or properties again. Okay, not null is a constraint. Default is a constraint. It's telling you what I'm constricting it. Okay, now let's populate it. I've already shown you the substring one, so I won't use that one. I mean, you could do it by the same way I've done before, where we've said. Now notice something. What's happening? The name of the party, like look here, this is the field I'm trying to break, and I've kind of made it all messy because I'll do it the right way so that I don't rely on how it is done. It has the name of the riding, which is Berry. Then there are some blanks. There is a comma, but there is a comma, right? And then there is the name of the party. Look at this again. There is Simcoe North. There are some blanks. There is a comma, and then there is, I don't know, one or more blanks, and then there is the name of the party. And similarly here, London South, this looks okay. This is not too bad. London South, a comma or a blank. So what's your delimiter? Your delimiter definitely is a comma, right? You see that there is a comma in all three fields. So the name of the city is separated from the name of the riding by a comma. So my delimiter is a comma. So definitely you can use your substring. You can use trims and all that and do it. I want to show you something else because substring picks up a string. I want to show you an index function. I'm just trying to show you the common ones. And the index function tries to find the first comma from the list. So making it more complicated. And you can do it in steps if you like. Okay, so let's try to do it. I want to anything before the comma. So this one will definitely work, but I don't want to do it this way. So let's do it the way you did before. You update your table. The table is called table donations. Right? Okay, you want to set your field, and the set we've already done this, so I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to take the riding. I'm doing any, and you can trim it afterwards also if you like. You pick up everything and you trim it. So let's try to do it here. I'm using the trim function after I do everything. So what are we trying to do? Substring, index. Oh, okay, I chose it, therefore it's gone small, which is okay now. I don't want to. The field was called recipient. Right, the field is called recipient. I'm looking for the comma. My delimiter is comma. Now be very careful about your delimiters. If you are saying my delimiter is a comma and a blank, then you have to put that blank and it will exactly look for a comma followed by a blank. If you give two blanks for whatever reason, then it will exactly look for two blanks. So putting how you use your delimiter is important. So definitely I'm looking for a comma. Now, if you say that, oh, the comma will always be followed by a blank, I could have put a blank, but notice there is nothing. There are 5 blanks in one, there are 2 blanks in another, there is 3 blanks, so I don't know, but my delimiter is comma. So that's your delimiter. So if you make a mistake in your delimiter, you can end up wherever. Okay, and my third parameter is go from the left, and there is a trim function. So here, so what does the trim do? It first gets it and trims it at both ends. That's what it is doing, right? So all these will be removed. So what am I saying? Find everything till my first comma, and then I trim it, right? So extra blanks are removed. You could have done opposite. You could have trimmed the recipient before you looked for the comma. Whatever works, both will work, right? And then put a comma because I want to do it in the same. And then your second is called party. We've done this before. The only difference here is I'm trimming it afterwards. And again, as I said, I leave it to you. It's not a big deal. As long as you know what you are doing, we are good to go. And then we are going from the -1. And again, I'm trimming it. Any extra blanks before or after are removed. So the trim function can be used after you apply the any other function, or I mean, nesting is allowed in any way. And it's like, it's not something that it's new to you, because nesting means you can nest one function into in another. Doesn't matter how you nest it, as long as, of course, you're doing it the right way. So both ways I'll get the right answer. Okay, so that's one way. You've already seen it. If you run it, let's do a select. And of course, we'll have to drop the column, which I haven't yet. But anyway, the table is called table donations. We've already done this, so it's not a big deal. It should run, unless, of course, we make some syntax error. There it is, right? So look at it. It's neat and clean. They're neat and clean because I trimmed it. If I hadn't trimmed it, then I would have a couple of blanks before berry, couple of blanks after berry, and I don't want to do that. So this one is what we had, and the trim has worked perfectly fine, right? So however you want to do it, before or after, doesn't matter. Now I'm going to show you another way. So this definitely is working. You know one way of doing it. Now there are other ways of doing it. And just so that you know, what am I going to do is this. I'm going to find what is the position of the comma in my data, right? And the function to find out the position of a comma is index. So again, there are various ways, or I can do something else. So bear with me while I do it. Let me type it in, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Because it's easy to do it that way. Okay, so another way here. I'm taking the writing, and you know what? You don't have to start writing the update statements. You can always test your things by using a select statement first and say, oh, this is what I want. And then you can fill it in afterwards. Just because I've tested it, I know what I'm doing. For example, here, let me do it for you, just so that you know what I'm trying to say. I'm going to select and use the function called inString. Right? There is a function called inString. You'll say, what does it do? In a minute, I'll tell you what it does. I'm going to take the recipient, and I'm going to look for the comma. Let's see what it returns, and we'll know what it does, right? So for now, you can kind of comment this out, guys. Maybe this is easy to understand. I'll take a minute to show it to you, right? So did I run the script once? Yes, I did run it once. Okay, let's do this. Oops, from where? Can't forget from where. Okay, from here. Okay, let's try this and look at the result, okay? What is it giving you? It's giving you the position of your comma. I take my word for it, because these are numbers. 13, 22, and 13 are numbers. It is giving you the position of the first comma from the left. So if you want to make a comment, position of first comma from the left. And again, you don't have to memorize anything at all. It is all here. So you can look for the inString function somewhere here in in and in, like it will come somewhere here, right? The easy way is to go here and insert an inString. There it is. Here it is. Returns the position of the first occurrence of substring of this string inside the string. So you can actually look for bigger strings. Find Anju in Anju Chawla. Find cat in the cat is black. You know what I mean? So you can look for, you're looking for that substring in a string, and it gives you where it starts. So I'm doing a comma because that's all I want to look for. But look at the syntax. It says it looks for the first occurrence. Now there could be more. It looks for the first occurrence of this substring in this string. This is the same as the two-argument form of locate, except that the order of the arguments is reserved. So it's telling you it's something here also. So notice here, it's looking for foo bar bar, and it's looking for bar. What does it return? Position number 4. Occurrence of the first bar in foo bar bar. It's looking for foo bar in X bar, and of course it's not present. The answer is 0. Okay, so that's how it works. So having said that, what will I get? It's telling me, okay, where is your first comma? That's all it is telling me. Where's your first comma? Now let's see. Now that you know, now let's complete our update statement. Okay, so what do I want to do? I know the position of my first comma, and I want to pick up everything from the left till the first comma, right? That's what I want to do. Okay, so let's start. So which function do I use if I want to pick everything from the left till the first comma? The function is called left. Okay, so go left. Right? Go left. Okay. In which substring? In the substring called recipient. right? Now, how many do you want? Now the question says how many from the left hand side. Now I don't know how many from the left hand side. But what can you do? If I know the position of the comma is 12, I want to go till 11. If the position of my comma is 15, I want to go till 14, right? So what can I do as my second one? I can pick this up. I can pick this up and do a -1 to go one less. I hope mathematically it is making sense to you. So I know my comma is at position 14, for example. I don't even know where it is, but suppose it is at 14. I want to extract everything from the left-hand side till 14 minus 1, 13. If you want the comma, then till 14. If you want one less, then -1. I don't want the comma, so -1, right? Once I know the position, then it's fine. Now, to be on the safe side again, we'll do a trim. Not the safe side, I mean defensive programming, which is safe side, of course. Trim, because I have so many blanks here and there. And who knows, we may not be needing to trim, but you know what? If you think of all possibilities, and that's what defensive programming is, then you are saying doesn't matter how you input it. As long as there is a comma between the party and the writer. That's, of course, you have to know that. You can't work without that. There has to be something. So keep in mind, position of first comma, we'll just say from the left, or basically in string looks for a substring in a string. Now my substring is only a comma. I've removed from the left because it doesn't have a third parameter. So the comments were not right. Okay, now what do you want to do to the other one? Think about the other one. What's on the right hand side? So this was my writing. So on the right hand side we have party. Okay, now think about it. What do I want to do for the party? I know where the comma is. I want to pick up everything from the right hand side till comma +1.
So trim.
Trim the same thing. Take the same thing.
Yeah,
trim it and go till where? Instead of left, go to right.
Instead of -1.
And instead of a -1, do a +1. There's your math.
But do we have to put like a plus, or can we just put like a 1?
No, a +1 or a -1 is giving you the position.
No. Okay, when we're writing like the number, okay, when we're writing +1, okay, like do we have to put like an actual plus next to the 1, or okay, we just write just like regular 1?
You mean like this without a plus?
Yeah.
No, it has to be a plus. You're telling the position, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm at this position, I want to say I'm at 15, I want to go to 16, I have to say 15 + 1, right?
Yeah,
I'm doing math with it, okay?
Yeah, like I'm just lazy.
No, that's okay. That's fine. Sometimes you're thinking something else.
I thought it saved you from error by pointing out to put party in all capitals.
It won't matter. Remember, MySQL is not case sensitive. But thank you. Yeah, no, it is not. I just do it. I always put my reserved words in caps and I put everything else in small to kind of make it clear to you. And you know what? It takes a lot of time. Maybe I should just put everything in low. And some of you do, you don't even bother, which is okay. But my aim is that anything that is, notice how they're blue or pink. So they're reserved. They're already there. So I put them in caps so that they make more sense. But you don't have to. MySQL is not case sensitive, guys. MySQL is really not very good at things. You can give text, you can give numeric data with quotes and it works. You know what I mean? So, but again, you think as a programmer. Keep that in mind. Don't become lazy. Don't become a careless programmer, because you are programming not only in MySQL, you're programming in Java and C++ and so many other languages. So be a good programmer. That's another way. Now, it's your preference. If substring makes more sense to you, perfectly fine, and it is making more sense, but there is another way of doing it. So in an assignment, or in an exam, I could say use the trim function, or I could say use the substring index function. As long as you know they exist and how to work with them, we are good with it, right? And it should work. It should work. Anything else that I have missed? So you can comment this out now. This was just to show you that how do you find the first comma. Now, of course, it won't work everywhere. I know there are only 2 parts and there is a comma in between, but there are so many other functions. You have a left, right, you have a mid, and so on. And of course, I leave the tough parts to you in an assignment. Okay, let's try. There's a select at the end. Yes, there is. And of course, you would like to drop this recipient, right? So how do you do that? After you've done everything, you can always say, alter my table. And the table was called table donations. alter it and drop the column. Please remember, you can't work with a column if you've dropped it, right? So an exam said drop my table and everything was gone. So how will this script work? So guys, use a little bit of common sense as you work. Don't stress and panic when you're doing an exam. So which column do I want to drop? The recipient. So I didn't give it a position because they were kind of in the right position. That's why I didn't give it. See, the writing and party are coming at the end, and once I remove recipient, they're okay. They are where they should be. Okay, so I didn't do any positioning with them. And of course, it's always a good idea to do a describe, but since I'm doing a select, at least I know the field will go. Oh, spelling mistake somewhere. Yeah, here, right here. Donation spelling is wrong. There it is. Okay, there it is. Right, so that's another thing. But again, I'm not promising anything at all. I'm not saying I've shown you all string functions, not even maybe 110. So anything can be asked in the exam. You will have to figure it out in an assignment or an exam, whatever I mean. But you will have time to figure it out, is what I'm saying. You will have the manual to look at. So you will know what to do. So I have taken easy examples because it was easy for me, but maybe your field has more than one parts. I only had two. I could go from left, I could go from right. But maybe you have 3 or 4 fields separated by a commas or whatever, and you should know how to break it, right? How to break it. You can always look at the delimiters and break it. You can always find the first comma or the first comma from the left, the second comma from the left, the third, whatever. You can do anything you like, as long as, of course, the function has it. Yes?
Were both those supposed to act the same?
Yes, they're both supposed to act the same.
The second one doesn't.
Okay. Yeah. Something is happening in the second one. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, perfect. Thank you for bringing it out. They should. So what am I saying? In string, find the first comma. Oh, no. Go from the, no, that's fine. Oh yeah, you're right. What is it doing? Give me a minute. Here you are going from the left. Here you are coming from the right. So if you're coming from the right, yeah, why isn't it working? Logically, they look okay, but definitely there is something wrong. Let's think about it. Right says bring it from the right. I think I'm using right. We'll have to look up, right? Definitely it's not working, right? Right says start from the, let's look at what right does. Right, returns the specified right move. Oh, yeah, definitely I'm not using the right thing. It says give me right most these many characters. So it's giving you 14 characters or 13 characters. So that's wrong. Yep, look what it says. It says return the specified rightmost number of characters. So left it was okay because if I have a comma and the comma is at 14, I want the first 13 characters. But if I come from the right and my comma is at 14, I'm saying give me 15 characters from the right. Now that could be anything. So definitely not. Okay, so right won't work. What about mid then? There is a mid. We have to do something like that. Mid. Okay, here it is. Return a substring starting from a specified position. Thank you, Taril. Thank you for bringing that up. It's not right. Mid. Let's try mid. Okay, so now mid says, here it is mid. See, I just knew there was a mid. I could have been wrong. There it is. It says mid, string, position, and length. And if you don't give the length, it will go till the end, I think. Is there a mid without a length? Oh, it's saying no length. Uh-oh. Okay, so mid needs a length. Mid works without, here it's saying it needs a length. It says it needs a third parameter. String pause length, right? It says it is synonym for substring. Okay, so if it is synonym for substring means you can, without the length, it should work. Okay, let's try. So if it is a synonym, it will act exactly like substring. And we did substring somewhere. I did it in employees, I think. I remember doing it, right? Okay, so let's try this now. Perfect, right. So right won't work. Of course it won't. Because right says give me these many rightmost characters. I don't know how many rightmost. That was the whole thing. So use mid, and mid works exactly like substring. So substring says in which string? What am I looking for? Till how much? So if you don't give the third parameter, so I was confused, which they should kind of clarify. But here you see it had length on both its. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. It just says works like this. So I'm assuming that since there is an option here of working without the length, it works. That was not very clear in the manual, but anyway. Sometimes you just have to work around and see what works. If I had an error, it would tell, but it isn't giving me any syntax errors. So it doesn't need a third parameter. There. So mid is working. So now we've seen all three, which is good. I've done a left, I've done a right, and I've also done a mid. So you've seen all three functions. Okay. And again, as I said, there is uppers, lowers, lengths, and so on, which I'm sure you can handle. I think I have faith in you. Now let's go to the next one, 206. Oh my God. Okay, that's okay. All this I'll put on Blackboard afterwards. Okay, please open the next one now. 206. We finish it. I don't think you can finish the assignment. Sorry. Yeah, the next one is cookie sales. Grade Center is the last first one.
When I downloaded the week 8 zip files and unzip them to my files, it only contained donations, employees, and factory.
Does it?
No. Cookies is there.
Guys, check. I have the same week 8. Yeah, no, something went wrong then. It didn't download or it didn't extract properly then, Bradley. Extract again, please, and see. Because I have the same folder, but of course, I think I copied it instead of from Blackboard, I just copied it. So everybody else is okay? So Bradley, try to unzip it again, please then. Okay? Okay, now let's look at this one. Now, this aim. So again, string functions will kind of leave it alone. I have an assignment, but I don't think you can complete it. So I'll kind of combine it and we'll do it next week. Let me try to do more selects. Okay. So advanced select statements now. So we've already done select statements, right? We've done normal select statements. You know how to do, from, you know how to make complex compound conditions. You know how to do order by, right? What else have you learned? What else you learned in select? We did order, descending, ascending, select from. That's it, right? Now let's do some advanced select statements. So advanced select statement means a little more complicated, right? 1 and 2, I'll introduce you to group by and having. We've done group by also. Did I do group by with you in the first one? I can't remember. Did I do group by? I don't think I can remember. Okay. Anyway, we'll do it. Okay. So what I've given you a script. Here is some information about Girl Scouts selling biscuits. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. Of course, not all of you. There are more boys here, but they're Girl Scouts. It's something that girls do, and then they have to sell biscuits, cookies they call them, from door to door to make money, right? So I've seen them coming. So here is something I have from I don't know. I must have picked it up from somewhere. I didn't make it myself. So please look. Oh, error. What is DC3?
Yeah,
What's that?
how did you get it to be highlighted?
I have no idea. Okay, guys, can you make that? Is everybody getting that syntax error? Okay, I must have done something then before I gave it to you. But that's all you have to do. I don't know what that DC3 means. I can't even think. But please remove it. Please put a semicolon and you should be okay to go. Okay. So notice something else again. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm showing it to you because it came from a script. This field was an auto increment field, but the programmer chose to put in the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on himself or herself. And notice how they have been put in quotes. Now, I don't want you to do this, right? 1, if you're using an int auto increment field, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Don't bother with it because you wanted to make your life easy. That's why you created one. Now, in this table, will the name act as a primary key? No, because names can be common. Can the sales, how much money, can that be a primary key? No, because 2 Girl Scouts can make the same sales. And the sale date definitely cannot be primary key because 2 girls may be selling on the same day. Who knows, right? So therefore came the choice of making this an int field, an auto increment field. Now, my recommendation, as I said, I've copied this from somewhere because I want to show you what's not right, at least according to me. 1, when you have, and notice they have put ID in caps just because ID is a short form for identification. So this is allowed, though this is not a normal convention in SQL, in MySQL. But if you have short forms that make sense, in the sense that's how they are used, you can use them. So ID, instead of small ID, you can go capital ID. So just to show you that. Again, you could use primary key right here or leave it in a different line. But what I don't like, and I would definitely not want you to do, is put your numeric fields in quotes. Never do that. So I'll make a note here because it's too much work, but I would say do not. So I'll kind of put it in caps and you can make it yourself. Do not put numeric data, and you will lose marks for it, okay? So that you know. And some students are still doing it. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why they do it. Like, numbers are numbers, right? Why do you even think about putting them in quotes? You would never. So now again, notice I would keep away from even inserting a value in a auto increment field. I wouldn't do it because that's the reason. Yes.
Do we have to like 1, 2, 3, because you're already inserting with ID and not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't recommend it, right? But this data has been taken from somewhere. So to show you what you shouldn't do. Do not put numeric data in quotes, and of course, put a note for yourself. Don't bother with inserting values for an auto increment. You know, I should have given you both. I should have given you a cleaner script. These are two things I wouldn't recommend at all, right? I could have given you. You can make that change afterwards if you want, but I should have given you a clean script instead of wasting time here. And notice nothing. They're all in sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So where was the need to kind of put in the numbers yourself, right? And definitely not in quotes. So both these things will make you lose your marks, which is okay. I'm not so concerned with it. Okay, you can do the first few yourself very quickly. Show all the information sorted by first name. Okay, so let's go. The script should run. You can run it once to see if it is working. Oh, sorry. There it is. So it does run, right? Everything looks okay. Now you can start. We've done this before. Sorted by first name. What do? We go order by. The name of the field by first name. The first name is called first name. And the default is ascending. If you want it descending, then you will have to put descending with it. But if not, then you can just leave it at all. You don't have to mention ASC for ascending. Okay, so you can just leave it. What doesn't it like? My semicolon, of course. And again, it's up to you. If you want to write it in one line, it's up to you. I usually like to put my clauses in different lines. Just makes it neater. It will be very helpful when you start doing joins. Putting your selects fields, then your from tables, and then your condition. Then there it will make more sense. But I leave it to you. Whatever you like. Sort on more than one fields. Hopefully you can do that. It says first name ascending and sale date descending. So we can run this. This, of course, is not a big deal. It should run. Notice, is it going by first names? Yes, all Ashleys, all Britneys, all Lindsays, and I think I can't remember the last one, but whatever it is, and Lindsays and Nichols. Okay, so you can remember there are 4 names. Doesn't matter. Now let's try this. Can you sort on more than one? Can you sort on more than one fields, and how does it work? It works the same way as it works in every other language. So on the outer field, and it says descending. So it's ascending. So we don't have to do anything. Comma. Right? So this will be your major field. Major field means all Ashleys will come together, all Britneys will come together, and so on and so forth. And inside there, if you want to do it on sale date, you will write sale date again. So your first field becomes the major. So we'll try this and then we'll do the opposite. And the second field was called sale date. So write sale date and put descending with it there. So ascending is not required. Descending definitely is required because it's not the default. So you don't need to put ascending, but if you want to, nothing stops you. But you don't have to. Now, by virtue of my table, they were already in sale date, but I want to show you what happens. So try that only now. So please notice all Ashleys are together, and in the Ashleys, it is sorted by descending names, descending dates. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That's descending. Okay? Descending just means go down. So all Ashleys, if I reverse this, what will happen? It will go by dates first, and inside dates, it will be by name. Do you want to try? Try it again. Try it. Just do the opposite. So let's go. I just say opposite. Reverse the order so that you can see. The first is the major and the second is the minor. So take this, please, and put it first. And then put your first names and then put a comma. There. What will happen? It will now be first sorted by dates. Inside dates, it will be sorted by names. Okay, so try. All you have to pay attention is the dates. Do you notice all dates? All 12th of March, then all 11s, then all 10s, then all 9s, 8, 7, and so on. And within, please see within now. Within there are Ashley, Brittany, Lindsay, and Nicole. Ashley, I mean, all girls seem that they made sales on all days, but that's not important to us. For us, the sequence is important. So it's coming date-wise, and it is coming inside date, it is coming name-wise. Okay. Of course, this will not be in sequence now because I've sorted it. Right? And nobody says, I hope you know that, I'm not sure, maybe I should mention it again. If you put a star, then the sequence of your columns remains the sequence that's in the table. If you want to change the sequence, you can change it here. I mean, it's not only to change the fields you want, you can also change the sequence. Right? So for whatever reason, if you wanted to go, let's give sale date first. Right? Then let's give the name second. Then we had, what did we have? ID, and I suppose I don't want to show the ID, and then I want to show the sales. So you can even change the order if you like. So reverse the order of sorting and also change order of display. Again, remember, this is only for displaying, right? And I can give it in any order I like. Change order of display and fields. It does both the jobs. So I'm doing both jobs. I've removed ID and I've changed the sequence. It will just make it easy to read. That's why why do you usually sort something? Because you want to see it together, right? And so if the date is first and that's my major key, that's my major field, putting it together just makes it more easy to read. So keep in mind, the star will show you all the fields in the same sequence as it is in your table, right? The records, the rows, we say we don't know what the sequence will be, but columns will always come in that sequence. You can change the sequence and the order and which fields do you want by removing that star and putting it in whatever order you want. And of course, we've already learned the as. Don't forget your as now, please, for your further assignments and exam, okay? So you can do this. You can reverse the order of sorting. You can change the order of display and fields, right? So anything, how you want to display it and the number of fields. So let's say number of fields. Right, make sense? Okay, let's go to the next one. It says show the total sales. I just want one figure, the total sales that were made. You'll say, oh, we haven't done that. Like how do I sum it up? So of course there will be a function, right? So let's write that function. All it says is the total number of, give me a minute, I just want to see. I thought I had left a question. No, it's not. Okay, that's okay. I think I have more on my sheet than on your question. We'll do that. There's no matter. Okay, so show the total sales. So select. There are functions that are available. For your information, there is sum, max, min, count. You've done count, I think. They're all available. So use the function. The function is sum. Of course, you can only sum numeric fields. Which field do you want to sum? I want to sum the sales field. The field is called sales. Now, again, you know that if I don't give it an alias name, it will say sum totals at the head. So in calculated fields, you will always almost use, not almost, you'll always use some name. So let's call it total sales. This will give, oops. I just put it in quotes, doesn't matter, then I don't have to worry about it. So it says show total sales, and I am only showing you the total sales, and I'm giving it a heading, and from cookies. How many fields will I get, guys? How many fields will I be showing? Only one field, right? And it is the total of everybody, like everybody. Let's try that, and then I'll show you a variance of this. So in all, $383.25 were created by the girls, right? That's what was they collected. Right now, if you want to see the total sales per girl, what do I do? Total sales per girl. per scout or per girl or whatever you want to say. Right? That means logically, what should I do? All Ashley sales to be put together, all Britney's, all Nicole's, and all whatever, right? Whatever their names are. So what am I grouping them by? Name. Now you will say, what if people have the same name? Now, of course, then the answer will be incorrect. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to group them by name and the name is not unique, the answers will be wrong. So there has to be some other way then. What is the some other way? I don't know. Maybe we put a shorthand with their name, Britney 1, Britney 2, but there has to be something. So what do I do? Now try this. Try it the same thing, but of course, what do we want to show now? We also want to show the name of the girl, and the name of the first name is the name of the field, comma, the sum. Let's see what this does. It's not correct, but let's see what it does. It will still show me one name, one record, because I'm saying show me the name and show me the sum. But that's incorrect information. Anyway, it's incorrect because it's a total sale, not of Lindsay, it's the total sale for everybody. What do I do? Group by, group up, group this up. So divide your data according to first name. That's group by. Okay, so that's new. If I haven't done this before, that's new now, right? So group by simply means you don't have to put the brackets just by, they just came by default while I was talking, but you can, but you don't have to. I mean, it makes no sense putting things in bracket if you don't have to. Then you keep making syntax errors. So what are you saying? You're saying group by first name. So you're saying collect all the first names, all Ashleys will go together, all Britneys, all whatever. So they're formed groups, right? In the group, the name will be picked up and the total will be picked up. So having said that, let's try this now. And you know what? I want to try both and then I want to show you that the answer is correct. So I had a total sale of 383, so around $400. And if you kind of look at it, we are right. This is 96, this is 107, this is 81 and 98. It's around 400. I mean, it's not wrong, but you can always double check. So here, Ashley made 96.03. Britney made 107.91. Lindsay made $81.08 and Nicole made $98.23. And the addition of all these 96, whatever is 383. And as I said, you can always make a check, right? You can always make a check. It's always a good idea to do a check. So let's do that. Where are you? Okay, so we have a $96.03. I have $107.91. I have an $81.08. And I have a $98.23. There it is, 383 and 25. So if you only say total, of course, you can't use totals and all these functions. The more we do, the maximum on non-numeric fields. Make sense? Useless. You can do it. If a field is varchar, you cannot do it. If it's a date, you can do it. You can only do it on numeric fields, whether they're ints or whether there are floats or doubles or whatever. Okay? Right. So that's okay. Let's go by. Oh, here it is. I thought I didn't write it here. So the same question, except that I did it before. So show total sales per Girl Scout. The maximum sale. Now I think you can figure out. If there is a sum, there is a max sale. These you can figure out yourself. What do we need? The max function. Of course, I don't want to call it total sales. I'll call it max sales. But of course, in headings will not go. Maximum sale value, you can say. Remember, when you're giving headings, the headings must make complete sense. Okay, so that's the maximum sale value. Now, if the question is who made it? Right now, the question is who made it? Can we say who made it? Let's try. If I want to say what was the maximum sale done by Britney or what was the maximum sale done by whoever, Lindsay and so on, let's see if it works. And if not, why not? So pick this up. And think about it, okay? Let's do this. Let's put the name of the girl here. Let's use the max function and do what? What am I saying? Group them by first name and show me the maximum sale in each group. Logically, right? Let's see. I'm hoping it is correct, but we should not hope for anything. We should double check. Ashley, is it at $26.82? Ashley, where are you, Ashley? Oh, now the sorting will come handy. You know what? To make it kind of see if it works. So here, let's say max sale by each girl. And oops. And so that we know that it is correct, I'm going to do the, remember we had that first statement, the order by. It will be just easier. You don't have to do it. You can do things for yourself. And please, when you submit it to me, please remove anything that I have not asked for. I ask for 4 outputs and I get 14 or 20 outputs. Then I'm searching what's the answer. You're sure you can do it. There's nothing that stops you. Plus, don't give it to me, please. Okay, so let's look at here. This will make it easy. All Ashleys are together and maximum of Ashley is 26.82. You notice that it is 26.82. Brittany's are together and Brittany is at 43.21. So we are okay. Right? So group by works. You know how group by works now. I don't think you need to kind of even think about it now. So if I want the minimum sales, what is it? Same thing, but why? The function is min, so that you know them. So you can start doing this, guys, please, and start changing the headings and keep changing the headings. This way, at least you've seen everything. So if there is a min and there is a max, there is a average. And it's called AVG. These are easy. You can do them. That's not a big thing. Okay. And of course, anytime you want to show the name, you just have to do a group by. You know that, right? So you've seen max, min, sum, and so on. Number of sales made by each girl, right? And the function is count. Okay, so let's try that now. Again, there are two things. Like I can say by each girl, or I can just say the maximum number of how many sales were made. And the function is count. And please see the fields I'm counting, fields on which I'm applying my function. I'm applying it on a numeric field. And you can always add a condition. Nothing stops you. You can always say something like this. I mean, please keep in mind, you can always add a condition for sales greater than $10, for example. Like anything that you've learned till now will work. So what will I do? I'll do the average, but I'm only finding out the average for those sales where the sales value is greater than 10. So keep in mind, you can add conditions. Nothing stops you. Like it's just a select statement. All you are doing is you're using a function in it. You can add any fields you want. Like everything that you've learned remains. You're doing additional work. Okay. So now if I do this, this average definitely will be a different answer. So that will give you the average, which is a 23 here, and this is 13. So there is a difference, right? So the first one is giving you an average of all sales value. In the second one, it is only picking up those sales value which are greater than 10, adding them up and automatically dividing by the number of elements. So it works. You don't have to bother about it. Average works. And where conditions, simple conditions, compound conditions, everything will work. Okay? So that you know, it's not that you can do it. Okay, so number of sales made, count will not count null values. For your information, when the count function works, if there is a null value, it doesn't count it, which is what we want. We don't want to count it. It will automatically not count null values. So you don't have to worry about it. So let's try. I think, how many were there? 28? I think there were 28 records. Remember that 1 to 28 where we saw? There are 28 records. So that tells me how many total sales were made, 28. Right? So now again, if you want to count by girl, all you will do is what? Group by. Right? All you will do is group by. You can do that. It's just normal. It's just normal function. Okay, normal thing. Number of total sales greater than 0. Oh, I've done the average. Where am I? Oh, you know what? I'm just adding my own comments without seeing that it's already done. Oops. We've done this in average, so you can ignore it, guys. I've already done it in average. The question was in total. Here I've done it in average. Doesn't matter where you do it, as long as I do it for you. Let's see. Let's go forward. I have some extras here, so if I add something, please bear with me. Oh, sorry. Change your headings, please. Instead of saying number of sale value, I'll say number of sales. Copying and pasting also needs something. There. Okay, what else can we do? Oh, it was for this question. You have to count how many that were more than. I think you can do it. It's not a big thing. It says number of sales made and number of sales made for. Well, I'm sure you can. Number of sales greater than, I don't know, $5 or $10 or whatever. It's the same thing. All you have to do is add a condition. All you will do is add a condition. Oops. Same thing. Sales is, so you just have to be careful of what is being asked, which I think you can handle. Okay, now we can do this. I want to do something tough with you because no sales were made. Remember, no, what's no sales? It says find out no sales were made on number of no sales. No sales means what? Okay, so number of how many no sales? So that means 0. Sometimes my own comments are so confusing to me. There? Number of no sales, right? How many no sales? That means sale value was 0. It's not a big deal. You can do this, all this. Okay, we've already done, oh, there it comes, maximum sale by each girl. We've already done this. I've done the group buy with you guys. Remove it. We've done this. The ordering I haven't done, but you can always do the ordering yourself, right? It's not a big deal. We've done this. We've done average sale by each girl, haven't we? The grouping by. You know, it really doesn't matter. Once you see once, I'm sure you can do all this. I can remove things which you have done. Sorry about that. Oh, okay, now do this one for me. Number of days that each girl made a sale. That means the sale value is greater than 0. Okay, so try. Number of days. Number of days. Okay, let's try. Number of days that each girl sale. I think it's not that tough. So where? Same thing here. Let's try C. Number of days sales made a girl. Okay, try. And select that count. It's just the opposite of what we did. It's greater than 0. There it is. Except that there were no sales and these are sales. I think I kept putting comments as I thought it came to my mind. But I think you can handle this. Sales is equal to 0, no sales. And again, please keep in mind, sale is undefined, sale is null is different from no sales. Don't forget that. The same definition holds. Null or undefined means the value. You're checking for the null value, not the text null, the null value. When I say no sales, no information, it means a 0. Okay, don't forget that. Okay, now name of the girl and the number of days she made a sale. Okay, try that now. Not so tough, I think. We want the name and the number of days she made a sale. Let's try. The name of the girl is okay, so that's not a big thing. As soon as you say this, remember there will be a group by. Okay, now what? And the number of days she made a sale. Number of days. Okay, so count. Count what now? Think about it. Count what now? And of course, logically, what should you be counting? The sales field. Which field to count? You just have to keep in mind. Now, what's the condition? Of course, from. The name of the table is cookie sales. There it is. And now what? She made a sale. Okay, so look at the sequence now, guys. Select from where group by. That's the sequence in it which has to come. Did any girl make a sale on 0 days? 28, 4 girls. I'm not sure. Let's see. I can't remember. Or we'll change the data and see. Okay. I don't know if there were any sales that were 0 also. Did they make sales on all 7 days? I can't remember. Let's try. So 28 is the total. Let's see what happens here. Oh, there is a difference. Brittany, is the math right? 6 3s are 18. 24, 25. Okay, so that means we have 3 records with sales equal to 0. Can you double check, please? Sales equal to 0 has 3 records. I see 1, I see 2, I see 3. Yep. 3 days no sales were made. So the answer is right, 25. There were 3 sales with 0. So what have I done? So Ashley made 6. And again, notice if this name is not good, which is not good, what should we do? As, what should I say? I don't know. Number of sale days? I don't know. Sometimes you can't think of good. Remember, these are not number of sales, because it could happen that she sold twice on the same day. Who knows? Like we are not picking in the data. There. Oh, I should tell you something that now just occurred when I said if a girl makes more than 1 sale on the same day. This way, there. Okay, we'll talk about it. It will come. Oh, there it is. Use of distinct or unique. So now what I'm trying to do, suppose Brittany made 2 sales on some July 5th, which is today, right? So there will be 2 records, right? Brittany made July 5th $10. Brittany again went out in the evening and July 5th $20. Now when I'm counting the number of days, the sales are occurring twice, so it will count July 5 2 times, and I don't want to do that. You see what I'm trying to say? Distinct means looking at the value, count it only once. So let's try that. Use of distinct, the sale dates. Okay, let's try. So select. So how many days did each girl make a sale is what I'm trying to do. Give me 1 minute maximum. I'm just seeing if I'm not leaving out. I don't want to leave out anything. Oh, I haven't shown you the cast. I've already shown you it in code, but I'll show it to you here. Okay, so the sale dates, order it by sale date. So let's remove it, the sale dates and order. Let's do the order also so that I can show you more than one thing together. Okay, let's start. So the use of distinct, it will only count unique values. So if in that particular field, it is occurring more than once, it will not do it. So let's try. The word is distinct. What are you trying to count? The sale date. No talking, please. You disturb me, please. If you want to talk, really be soft. Okay. So I'm trying to find out how many distinct sale dates for each girl. Distinct means don't duplicates are not counted or not looked at. Okay. So from cookie dates and what did I say? Order by sale date. We'll change the data and see if it works. So this is basically asking me, and you'll see why I'm doing it. If I don't do distinct, what will happen? And if I do distinct, what will happen? Okay, notice. Let's remove distinct for a minute. What are you expecting? All sale date values? Right? That's all you're saying? All sale date values? Look at it. That's all it does. It gives me everything, all sale dates. Now I want to see on which days sale occurred. So if I sold on July 5 and Henry also sold, Henry, and Yana also sold on July 5th and Titiana also sold something on July 5, right? And so did Simrandeep. We don't want to see 4 of them. We only want to see 1 date, right? So basically distinct will do that. That's what distinct does. And we can always volunteer, right? So there's nothing to laugh about it. But of course, this is Girl Scouts and he's only helping out. Okay, there it is. Let's try. Notice what happened? Each date is only occurring once, irrespective of different girls sold on the same day. That's what distinct does. Does it make sense? What does distinct do? So why am I showing you this? Because you may need it in some other query. Who knows? So the use of distinct says that do it but look if you have a group of those values, only print it once, because that's all I have said. Select distinct sale date and I've ordered it just so that we could see it. Notice 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's distinct. Now that you know. Number of days sales were made. Number of days sales were made. Okay, so that's count. Sometimes I have to think too at my comments. Okay, so count. Number of days sales were made. How many number of days the sales were made? So number of days means I need the date. Okay, so let's count. It's called sale date. Oh, and distinct. Why? Because I'm only asking how many. Right? And from and where. I'll take this one just because it's easy. It serves my purpose. How many days? So how many means count them, right? Why did I use distinct with sale date? Because I don't want to count the same day more than once. I'm just saying how many days. But remember, all of them, almost all of them are making sales on the same days. So let's try that. Put a semicolon and try. So who was the maximum? Remember we saw something, 7666. 7 should be the answer. There it is, 7. Oops, the heading is not clear at all. So I forgot my as. Okay, so what do you want to call it now? Number of days, sale days. Okay, so that's what I'm going to call it, guys. Number of sale days. The use of distinct is what I'm trying to bring out to you. Okay. I won't make a new one for it, but I'll kind of go back to something, and I want to show you the cast function. You've seen it before. Here, let me show it in average. Let me show it in average. If I wanted to cast a value, any output, if I wanted to cast this as a number, this is how I'll do it, so that you know how to do it. Cast this value. You've seen a date, okay? As, okay, what is this? Average. So let's go, this is average sales. So let's go decimal because it's money, okay? And how would you like to show it? How much they were doing? They were all answers in 2 places before decimal, 4 after decimal. So I'll go 4,2. Definitely. Oh, okay. Okay, we are not bad here. You're good. Good. Let's save Control S. There it is. Here. I was trying. What isn't it like? Decimal? Spelling is wrong? No, it's right. Guys, put your brains here instead of talking. Guys, please. As decimal. What have I missed? I'm getting an error. Guys, look at what it is saying. Select. Oh, that couldn't be it, but I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's it. You can't leave a blank after the function name. I didn't know that. That's strange. But anyway, I mean, syntax, it's going through it and it sees cast and a blank and it says, oh, there's no function called cast and a blank. Not all languages will cause that problem. But anyway, that's the problem. No blank after. See, if I do this, you can't be neat here. You can say, oh, I'll leave a blank to make it neater. You can't do it. Syntactically, it goes wrong. Okay, what doesn't it? Now we are okay. So see what I've done. We've seen the cast function before, except that I've done it as a date. What am I doing here now? I'm saying calculate the average sales. Sorry to go back, didn't want to type again because there was a real number here. I've said show me the average sales, cast it as a decimal with 4 places in all, 2 after decimal, same as your type, 2 before, 2 after, and then show it on the screen. The answers were not bad, they were already fine. I remember they were this point to this, they were all okay, but just to show you the cast function. Okay, so the cast function can be done with anything. I mean, you can cast it as a decimal, you can cast it as an integer, as a date, or whatever. We've already seen date, but here is a little different format because you're casting it as a decimal. So when you cast it as a decimal, you have to say what comma what. So 4 is the total size and 2 after decimal. Now all that remains is one big thing, and we'll ponder over it and then I'll say. The question says which girl sold sold cookies, of course, they have to be greater than 0 on maximum number of days. So here is what I'm asking of you, and see if you can think of a solution, and then I'll jot it down because this is a little one that needs a little brains. So for example, there are 4 girls, there were 4 scout girls, and suppose one sold 7 days, another one sold on 6 days, sales made, another one on 7, and the last one on 5. And I want to display the names of all those girl or girls, it could be more than one, which made sales on the maximum number of days. So I want the 7 answers. Try to see if you can do it by order and limit. So if I order my data and I then say, give me the first one, it will give me the highest one. But I don't know how many girls, there could be 2 7s. I'm just giving an example, or 3 7s. So let's try it and then we'll see what is wrong and then we'll improve it. Okay, so let's try this now. So what do I want to do? I want to select. I'll give you, it's not the perfect solution, but at least we'll get there. Okay, I'm going to select the first name of the girl, Scout, and which girl sold cookies on maximum number of days. Okay, I'm kind of just showing you the name for now, but I'm saying it's not the right one. Okay, so how many days did she sell it? Use the count function, right? So count what? You can count the sale date or you can count the sales, doesn't matter. So I'm using sale date because how maximum number of days is being asked. Okay. Okay, now another thing, if it's not there that she sold on more than 1 day, but I'll do a distinct here. We have no clue. Maybe she sold twice on the same date, right? Okay, and we can do an as here. And you tell me what the problem will be. Maximum sale days. Okay, so does that make sense? For every girl, I'm counting how many days did she make a sale. Okay, that's what I'm counting. How many days did she make a sale? From what table? So why did I do a distinct here? To be on the safe side, defensive programming, just in case she went out twice on the same day. Right? That day will only be counted once. So I did this. I did a... Okay, now what? Since I'm doing count and since I'm doing remember, it only makes sense if I count that the sales should be greater than 0. I mean, if she's selling 0 cookies on some day and we had 3 records with 0, I don't have to count that day. We have to do what?
On sales,
oh, thank you. And we have to group by first name. Till here we are okay? Okay. I'm going to kind of order it. And we want to order by first name. And how do you want to order it? Maximum on the top. Oh, okay. No, not by the first name. By this field. I want to order it by this field. Now comes a little bit of clarification here. This field is called count distinct sale date. I've given it my own name, maximum sale days. Now, if I want, there are a few ways of doing it. The easiest way is you mention the field position that is occurring. So order by 2 means the position of the field. So who is my second field? This is my second field. So it will order by this field. Okay. Now you'll say it would be nice if I can use this name. You can only use that name if it was of a single word. Otherwise, you cannot use it. So I can do that. Or the other option is, so here are a few options. You can put this right here. Oops, no, Control C. It's kind of untidy, but we can put it right there. So let me show you a few options. You can put it right here. So you're saying this is how I want to order by. There's nothing wrong in it. Try it with me, please. And descending. The biggest comes at the here. So let's try one by one, guys. Please pay attention. Oh, you can't pay attention now. Your span is gone, right? Attention span is gone. Let's try at least only this and then I'll leave you. What has happened? Look at it. The first name, Brittany, sold on 7 days, Ashley on 6, Lindsay on 6, and Nicole on 6. Why? Because remember there are 28 records, but 3 were zeros. So these 3 girls have zeros. Okay, so that makes sense. So you can do it this way. You can use the order by, you can give the whole field name again if you like. Or you can also say this. You can, instead of this, you can go order by 2. That's something that you can do because that's a little neater to understand. You can do this if you like. I'll comment this out. But you can't say order by maximum sale days if it's a long, like it has blanks in it. You can use it if it was a single word. You can use it, but otherwise you cannot. So we'll leave at this. Now the answer is okay. And you will say, oh, who sold at the maximum? Now if I say who sold at the maximum, what will you do? How will you show me the answer who sold the maximum? What should I do? You've learned this before. If I want to do an ordering and then I say limit 1, this will tell me the girl who sold the maximum cookies, right? Now tell me what is the problem. Now tell me, is this answer foolproof? Is this way of solution foolproof? Here it is okay. There was only girl 1. There's only 1 girl with 7 days. But if there were 2 girls who sold on 7 days, limit 1 will not work. All I'm doing is showing you one name, but it can happen, though it's not happening in our case, but I can't say, oh, it will never happen. So run this. What will happen? You will have Brittany's name and you will say, oh, happy. Brittany sold the maximum. But what if Ashley also had 7 days? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change Ashley's data. See where there is a 0. There she is, Ashley. Just make it $10, please, or $3 or whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm changing the record on line number 48 for Ashley. Ashley is also now selling for 7 days. Okay, now see if the answer is correct. Let's save this. Now see, run it again. And it will only, should it automatically show? Okay, so let's remove the limit. Let's put it in descending and let's run it. So, oh, I'll have to run the whole script because I changed data. Let's look at the last answer. It says 7766. And now if I say limit 1, my answer is wrong. Because Brittany and Ashley both sold maximum number of days. So the solution I've given you is not foolproof. So if you want, I don't know, do you have a class? We can leave it till here, though it's not a big deal, but we can leave it. All you will do is you will lose the sequence, but if you want, I can take 5 minutes and do it. Are we okay with 5 minutes, everybody?
Sure.
Okay, good, thanks. Okay, so this is not a foolproof way, right? So what will I do? This is what I can do. I can set it to a variable. I'll put this value into a variable, and then I'll use this variable. So this is how you do it. Set. And variable names in MySQL start with an @ That's the default. That's what they start with. You can call it whatever you like. I'm going to call it max value or max sale. And put this into a variable, right? It's not yet right, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm taking this value and I'm putting it in a okay, what am I doing here? Okay, so what have I done? I'm doing the same query. The query remains the same. I select the name and I count them. I see that the sales must be greater than 0. I group them by first name. I order by descending order and I pick up the first value. I have the maximum value, right? Now what must I do? Now I must show all those records in which the maximum value is same as this max value. So find out first what the max value is and now do a select. So I'll show you how to do a select now. So you haven't learned this before because you've never done it, but all I am doing is I'm using a variable here. Variables in SQL save the maximum count in a variable. That's my step number 1. And variables in MySQL start with @. Every variable name starts with @. That's how it distinguishes between a variable name and a field name. Okay. Now what will I do? Now I'm going to again write my statement. I'm going to say, okay, select the first name, count whatever are the maximum sale dates from this table where sales are this, everything is okay. Now I don't have to order it here. Now with the group by, there is a condition, and the condition is having. So group them, count them such that only show me those records in which the value of the second field is equal to what? That variable max value. There it is. So it's like something that you do for programming. What doesn't it like? Oh, there it is. That's what it doesn't like. No. Oh, extra bracket. That's what it doesn't like. There it is. So look at the logic now. It says give me, so your first job is to find out what is the maximum. How do you do that? To find out what is the maximum, I write it normally. I say give me, I've grouped it by first name. I've ordered it. I've picked up the first value. Limit 1 will give me the first value. Highest, descending. Keep in mind, descending, not the lowest. Then I say give me all those records and their counts in which your count is equal to the maximum value. Now I should see both Brittany and who was the other one? Ashley. Try it now. I should see 2 answers. I have a syntax error. Operand should contain 1 column. Oh, it says you can do, oh, okay, makes sense. It says you can't show first name here, only 1 column. That's okay, no big deal. It says you can't, when you do a kind of assignment, you can only do 1. I don't even need this actually here. Okay, let's try it again. It's just syntax. The logic is not wrong. I still have something. Unknown column 2. Oh, okay. So now it's the first column. Now it's the first column. There we go. Now we have it. So the syntax was when you are selecting something and you're comparing it, you're assigning it, it makes sense. How can you assign 2 columns to 1 variable? So a variable can only contain 1 value. So there can only be 1 field name here. And that's your field name. Hardeep, please, right? That's your field name. You're counting. And then the rest remains the same. And of course, there is only 1 field. So I'm ordering it by that. Okay. So I find the maximum value. And then after I find the maximum value, I kind of say everything that matches that maximum, show it to me. Everything that matches the maximum, show it to me. So now I have all answers. This is the foolproof correct answer. Because I don't know how many girls sold it on the same number of days. So you've learned something new, which is entirely new today. At line number 155, we have learned how to create a variable and how to give it a value. Assignment statement. The name of the variable starts with an @ Assignment operator is an equal to. Only can assign 1 value. So I found the maximum first, and then I said, show me everything in which the maximum value is equal to your. Right, so you will do more of this programming in your advanced course. You will, but I needed it because my answer may not be correct for all times. So I needed it, so I just did a little bit of it. But you will do programming in your advanced course. So that takes care of at least this. So most probably next week you should be ready for an assignment. Okay. So I'll put this on Blackboard so that you have it.